that I need, I'm going to calculate my ratios. In order to do that, you are welcome to use the data as it is on this sheet, as it came from finance.yahoo.com, or you can follow me and I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to use Excel capabilities in order to streamline your work and be less prone to error. So what I can do with this data is I can use it in order to calculate my ratios for 1 year and then drag the formulas down. However, in order to do that, my data needs to be in a chronological order. So I need to arrange these columns not from newest to oldest, but from oldest to newest. I need column D, the year 2017, to be in column B. I need 2018 to be as it is, and I need 2019 to be in column B. There are a few ways to do it, and you're welcome to use whichever one that you want to get your goal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and cut my 2017 in column D and tell Excel to insert it into column B. Notice Excel moved my other cells into C and D, and now my 2019 is in column C and my 2018 is in column D. But I want 2018 to be column D, so I'm going to, I want my 2018 to be in column C. I want it to be in the middle, in order. So I'm going to cut this column and I'm going to insert it in column C. Now my data is from 2017, 2018 to 2019 chronologically. I have my data. It's time to calculate some ratios. You are welcome to use this table as you copied and pasted it from Yahoo Finance, or you can follow my using some Excel capabilities that will help you streamline your work and be less prone to error. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see in your instructions for your financial statement analysis assignment, I put two tables there. One is the table with the data, and it's in a different format. Your respective years are in one column in different rows, and your variables are in one row in different columns. Here you have it quite the opposite. Your different years are in different columns, and your categories or your variables are in one column. In order to change that, we can transpose this data. And the reason we would want to change that is if we have our variables with years in rows, we can drag formulas for calculations and not have to type in each formula separately. So let me go ahead and get started and show you how to do that. So you want to highlight your entire data and right click to copy your selection, and then a few rows down right click again, and you want to paste special in order to transpose. When I click transpose, I have my years are transposed and the formulas automatically calculate when I highlight my dates. I'm really interested in my years and my variables. The actual dates are not particularly that important. I have a little bit of a break here because over here I created a space in order to differentiate my income statement items from my balance sheet items. I don't really need this here, and it's an unnecessary break, so what I can do is either minimize it to have a very small break for you guys to still know that these are income statement items and these are balance sheet items, or I can just delete that column. So in order to delete it, I'm going to highlight this column, this empty column, by just clicking on it and right click in any of the shaded area to delete it. Click delete, and that column and that break is not there anymore. Now, I'm going to copy the column from my assignment exactly as it is. So I have years 2017 through 2018, and then, interestingly, look what happened. When I copied these years to another area in Excel, I got this strange 1900 number. What does it mean? What it means is when I copied these numbers, what I actually did is I copied formulas that corresponded to the dates on the left in column A. Well, in order to remove these formulas from there, I can copy the selection again and press copy. Then right click and paste special. In order to remove formulas, I want to paste special values. Now I have 2017 through 2018. I want to calculate my return on equity, which equals net income divided by equity, our total equity. Then I have my net profit margin, which represents the bottom line, what percentage profit the company is making after they cover all of their costs. Sales divided, so it's net income over sales or revenue. And I'll have asset turnover, which tells me how efficiently I'm using my assets. It's going to be sales over assets. I have my equity multiplier, which tells me about the leverage of the company. The higher the equity multiplier, the lower the equity, and the higher the debt in relation to assets of the company. Next, I will have my liquidity ratios, which will be my current ratio, which is current assets over current liabilities. Next, I'll have quick ratio, which is current assets, let me open parentheses, current assets minus inventory divided by current liabilities. The reason why we deduct inventory from current assets in order to calculate quick ratio is because we want to figure out which current assets the company has that can be quickly liquidated. So inventory would need to be sold, and depending on the market conditions, it could be possibly sold at a big discount, whereas other assets such as cash or marketable securities can be quickly realized and used to pay off suppliers. And lastly, we have cash ratio, which will be just cash divided by current liabilities. So now, let me do something. Notice how I don't see the full formatting or the full content in these cells, because this cell C22 is smaller than the text in it. In order to do that, I need to expand the cell and manipulate this a little bit in order for it to look well. What I can do is I can use a function wrap text, and then manipulate these columns a little bit in order for it to look nice and professional. I don't want you to submit this either to me or ever anything to your boss looking like this. So I will expand this a little bit. First, let me tackle the cell that has the most items in it. How would that look professional? I can also add some spaces in there. Current assets minus inventory divided by current liabilities. Here I also want to make sure that my words don't split. Here I have sales over total assets, net income over sales. And now I can also use the auto. I can adjust height, or I can quickly click between at the end of the cell in question and auto adjust the height or width of my column.